This Views from the East, guys. I thought normally you usually hear me have a rant about stuff on this, and while it's fun, I guess, and people like to hear me go apeshit on certain things, I just thought that for this one, I want to tell everyone how much I love professional wrestling, because I really do. I grew up, here we go, story time with Todd. I grew up in a small country town in New South Wales called Wingham, and it's a population of about 2,500 people. I think there's about 4,000 people now, but when I was growing up, it was only about 2,500 people. So, and we had two TV channels. We had 9 and 8 TV, it was called, and ABC TV, and that was it. That's all you got. On a clear night, I used to be able to get NBN from Newcastle with my rabbit ears. See, kids, back in the day, we had to use antennas. There was no digital TVs. There was no HD channels. So, and every now and then, if I was really lucky on that NBN, I'd get to see a WWF Superstars or something like that. And for some reason, it just grabbed me. It just was something that I could not, I needed to learn more about it. And it wasn't until I'd moved to Adelaide when I was 13 was when I really started to watch pro wrestling, when I got a chance to watch wrestling, because there was video stores that stocked the WWF Coliseum videos. There was the Superstars on Sunday afternoons on Channel 10 down here. And I remember staying up late on, I think it was a Saturday night, they played WrestleMania 5. And for some reason, because I was a kid, I didn't know time delay things. I assumed this was live in America. So I was so pumped to watch that, because that was when Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan had their main event for that title, and the Hulkster came through and won the belt. And I've just been, ever since then, I've been absolutely captivated with professional wrestling. I love the art form in it. I love the ability to tell stories. I love everything about wrestling. The fact that we get to go out here and do, a lot of people talk about like it being an art, and it really is, because if you think about it, there's plays, you see plays all the time being advertised in theaters, like your Romeo and Juliet's, your Rents, your all of those sort of things. That's one show, that's the same show every night, the same songs every night, that is rehearsed over and over again to make sure it is absolutely perfect. Professional wrestlers get one shot to do it live every month or every week, depending on when their shows are. And if it's done right, every show is like a mini theater performance. It's a theater performance where there's your good guys and there's your bad guys. And if we do it right, you guys hate the bad guys, you guys love the good guys. We elicit reactions out of crowds that theaters, that when they do shows in theaters, they don't necessarily get that reaction. They don't necessarily get that emotion. And we get to do that every week or every fortnight or every month or whenever we get to walk through that curtain. And it's something I absolutely love. I love filming a promo where we can tell a story about going into a match. I love planning out a match where a finish is something that we know the crowd will either absolutely hate or absolutely love. There are so many things about professional wrestling that is beautiful. And I think a lot of the times we don't realize, or we take it for granted what we get to do, because we get to do it as often as we do it. And it's something I don't think I'll ever not like. It's like I see all the time on Twitter, people writing stuff like, "Oh, that's it, I'm never watching. This has really turned me up professional wrestling. I'm never watching that." I cannot imagine a time in my life where I will not want to watch pro wrestling in some way, shape, or form. It's just something that absolutely captivates me. My wife says that the one thing that she loves about me is that she sees that I have a passion for something, and that is doing podcasting about professional wrestling. It's it's going and being a manager on shows. It's the whole, everything about pro wrestling I love. And I hope that somehow in this, doing this show is able to maybe grab somebody and have them like fall in love with wrestling the way I have and the way I continue to do year in, year out. As much as every now and then I might get down on stuff and I might be upset about something that's happening in pro wrestling, I still love professional wrestling. It's my escape. It's when I'm stressed about stuff, I will sit down and I'll watch some wrestling. If I'm upset about something, I will sit down and I'll watch some wrestling. It's something I can't describe, and I hope people out there have a passion for something the way that I feel I have a passion for wrestling. It's something I absolutely love. And yeah, so that's I guess that's just what I wanted to say this week on Views from the East. It's not a gripe, it's not a grumble about anything. It's just, if you're involved in the sport, if you're involved in professional wrestling, appreciate it. Appreciate what we get to do when we get to do it, because one day we'll get that tap on the shoulder where it's time to give it up, and we have to step back and become fans again. And I know when that time comes for me, I can't see when it will, because I'll try to be involved in some way, shape or form for the rest of my life. I think it's something I really do understand now when they say like, you never really retire from wrestling, because it's hard once you get that rush from the crowd in your skin. It's hard to give that up. I understand why Terry Funk never retires. I understand why people keep coming back for one-off appearances and that sort of stuff, because I get it. I love what we do. I love this sport. I love professional wrestling. And I really hope that if you're listening to this, you love it too. And if you're at home and you're a wrestler and you're working your way to being into the sport, or if you want to break into the sport, I hope you love it, because there are ups and downs in the business when it comes to working in it. So you really do have to love it if you really want to succeed. Anyway, that is this Views from the East. It's my opinion. You're entitled to it. We'll be back right after this with Dean and Delta Brady right here on Wrestle Radio Australia.